New Year, same sponsors, everybody. Squaring Around is proud to be brought to you by Elite Sports. Elite Sports is the only place where you can get custom merch from the show, just like this hat right here. EliteSports.com, ELETE sports.com. Use code SQUARE at checkout, get a nice discount. Support the show. They also have their full line of athletes. You've probably seen my Ben McLean shirt. You've probably seen a few other shirts floating in around, including that Squaring Around sweater that I wear from time to time. So if that tickles your fancy, support the show, EliteSports.com. Use code SQUARE at checkout. Squaring Around is also proud to be brought to you by Home Field Apparel. Home Field is your one-stop shop for most things college athletics. Not Texas State yet, but I promise when that day happens, it will be magical. So if you have a Longhorn, if you have an Aggie, you have something else in your life, get them a gift. Tell them the Square Boys sent you. Use code SQUARE at checkout.
Tired of winning the tailgate but losing the games? We can't help that. But we can tell you what the hell is up with each team and what's going on across sunny San Marcos. Texas State fans, get on your feet. You're listening to Squaring Around with Jacob Rodriguez and Andrew Zimmel.
What's up, everybody? Just kind of wanted to level with you a little bit right ahead of the show. Me and Andrew do our kind of big fat season preview episode where we talk about a lot of things just kind of on the horizon for the Bobcats, more than a week out from kickoff now against Eastern Michigan. I have a lot of things kind of going on in the background, and only one of them, surprisingly, is the Dave Campbell stuff. So this is the time of the year where our show will 100% always, all the time, be on our YouTube page, Squaring Around's YouTube. So make sure you hit subscribe on that. But the audio version of this show is strictly going to be on DCTF's feed. That's because we have an ad share thing going on with them, and I don't really want to duplicate that ad on our own show. So this show right here in audio form, boop, over there only, pretty much. Solamente over there. Uh, it's gonna be kind of like last year. I just don't want anybody to kind of fall off and be like, what the heck happened to Squaring Around? It's still there. It's just the audio is just only on their stuff because it's got that ad. And the more times that that ad runs, the more money the Square Boys make. So help us out. Stream the audio over there. Even if you're not even listening to it, even if you already saw it on the YouTube, it all helps us out. Obviously, our YouTube has been growing a lot too. So we really appreciate you guys for rocking with us during the off season. And it's almost time. That special feeling is coming around. Football season, baby, for the best 12 weeks of the year, the regular season at least. A lot of talk, a lot of things to get into. So without further ado, this is me and Andrew's big fat season preview. Enjoy. I was always more of like a fries before the burger kind of guy.
Got you. So
So
you are
normally in a normal season, Andrew, we would try to have the head coach on beforehand, try to talk to players. But since the spring, it's been kind of cold shoulder action from the athletics department. And only recently,
wow.
as the people who have actually been going out there, we're recording this, by the way. Welcome to Squaring Around, everybody. At 9:44 on August 20th, Wednesday, exactly 10 days away from kickoff now. By the time this recording will come out, will be 9 days or 8 days, whatever. I don't know. Whenever I get off my record this. But in a normal season, we would talk to the head coach. We're hearing from the head coach. We're seeing things. Do you believe anything, Andrew, until week one? Or what are your vibes right
Well,
now?
let me ask you, when you say, do I believe anything? Do I believe in what, like Brad Jackson? Do I believe in Lincoln Perry as running back one? What are you talking about when you ask me, do I
I don't know.
believe?
To me,
Just in general?
those are all like fake storylines. Like anybody
Really?
that actually believed that there was some sort of QB battle is daft, I think. Like, what are we talking about?
I'll zag a
And
little
I
bit.
said that in January.
I'll zag a little bit. I'll say the fact that GJ consistently would bring in a transfer quarterback, and we've heard through the grapevine that it's always a constant conversation in the transfer portal with guys who play the quarterback position, that it does not shock me if you are a Texas State fan who's like, hey, I'm going to hold out a little bit. I'm going to wait to the spring, early summer to really figure out who QB1 is. So I understand people who didn't buy into Brad Jackson in, let's say, February of last year. I would understand that part of it. But at this point, 10 days away from opening day, I would say, yes, that is your starting quarterback. Brad Jackson should be your starting quarterback, which leads me to a different conversation. I have not seen Brad Jackson play the quarterback position consistently. I think because there is such a superstar 45 minutes up the road that people in Texas, at Texas State and San Marcos, are somehow conflating Brad Jackson's ability to run I don't know where this conversation turned into that he's like Willie Jones the third type of athleticism. And that's what I was hearing like pretty much since last pod, Jake, is that like dudes are saying that this guy's like a mobile quarterback and he's a dual threat. And I'm like, is he? I haven't seen that. Have you?
I've seen a little bit of it. We saw a lot of it last year when he started at ULM when Jordan McLeod hurt his ankle or whatever. The team never even really told us what was actually wrong with Jordan last
Yeah.
year. Unsurprising, but not shocking.
HIPAA.
And so like he was kind of like that dual option threat. He was really more of a run option
But
though. Like
see, that's what I'm saying.
he was
Like, I
designed
don't.
quarterback run stuff.
Would you say that he's like close? Like, okay, if you had to do the mobility, TJ Finley is obviously on one side of the scale. Willie Jones III is obviously on the other side of the scale, like a former Texas State quarterback who was super mobile. I don't think Brad's that much closer to Willie than he is to TJ. I feel like he's kind of just like
I think
he
he's a
has
lot closer
mobility,
to he's
but
a lot closer to Jordan than he is TJ. Like on that
yeah,
sliding scale.
yeah. But like Jordan wasn't that mobile either. So I don't understand
Ah,
like,
was he? He was
uh,
pretty good, dude.
but when you say mobile quarterback, I think of a guy who could run like an option play, and I'm like, oh, that guy could break off a 60-yard run. Like I never thought about that with Jordan.
I think last year was so much like GJ needed somebody to drive the boat, and that's what Jordan became. So he really didn't need his wheels, especially with the damn offensive line. Those guys didn't get enough credit last year at
Yeah.
all. Where are they now? They all left in the portal.
Well,
But
and then
now
or the
apparently
NFL.
we got the biggest dudes in the world now again.
Yeah, I don't think it's something necessarily we like. All right, we gotta, we try to just recruit the best players available. But I think everyone, when you're looking at different positions, just like offensive linemen, as you can see, I like big offensive linemen. I like fast receivers. Um, DBs, we like long, fast DBs. So I think that helps, and we have some different body types in there mixed in as well. So I think Coach Greg does a really, really good job of recruiting the corners and the stars, and Coach Dex with the safeties, obviously. So, I let them bring me guys. They evaluate them, and these are the guys that we pinpoint we want, and then obviously I'm checking off. But I think those guys do a tremendous job.
So another
Which is
underrated aspect of
huge.
this team.
Huge. And you saw that from pretty much week one when GJ took over the head coaching spot at Texas State. He brought in his former teammate and future NFL Hall of Famer, Lane Johnson from the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champion. Brought that guy in to be like, hey, let's talk to the team. And ever since then, you've seen the offensive line get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, it's funny. Yesterday, and I know you tuned into the Twitter spaces a little bit. I want to say I appreciate those guys on Twitter who do that. But we were arguing about what the play calling was. Is it 50-50? Last year was 44% pass. So it was 60-40 run last year when you talk about, and then again, you're calling plays that are, enacted, not plays that got blown at the line of scrimmage or, plays that developed. It was 60-40 run. So I look at it and I go, better offensive line.
Well,
GJ
you're
can't
talking
even
about rush
run.
attempts versus pass attempts, right?
Yes. 60-40 run to pass. And now when I say, hey, Lincoln Perry's the third best running back in this room, that's not necessarily a knock on him or a bad thing. That's how good our running back room is. I think now people are finally starting to click in their head that like, oh no, that running back room might be the best in the Sun Belt, which is going to be probably closer to truth than fiction.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But like Brad Jackson.
And then three
like,
guys, if you're talking about just strictly rush attempts, if we're only looking at last year's stats in a vacuum, three guys share just under 600 touches. That's not bad at all.
No, exactly. That's not bad at all. And I think that number probably is closer to 615 this year than it is to 575. We'll call it, somewhere in the middle there. So I'm excited for this year, man. Like we're 10 days away. Yesterday I was watching 2013-14 college football highlights just to get pumped up. I was watching Jadeveon Clowney and like Johnny Manziel. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm excited. Remember the song Sail? It's like that's the under song there. I was pumped. I was ready to go.
Dude, I've been watching that Tim Tebow, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives clip on repeat.
Hey, let's go, get in here! Get in here right now! Get in here! Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives! 30 minutes for the rest of our lives!
Nonstop. And here, can I have like a little therapy session for a second?
Space out, yep.
Space out, yeah. Like, I was thinking about it because like my life is just so much like pattern driven. I feel like now. So my coach was telling me, she was like, "You keep moving all your workouts around because I'm trying to make all these football stuff, and I've had different things going on the past couple weekends." And she was like, "You need to like stick to a pattern so your body and your mind can actually like get to it." And I was like, "But it's about to be college football season, lady. Like this is what we play for. Truly, this is the busiest time in both of our lives. What does the preseason at this moment in time look for you, Andrew?"
Oh man, I'm pumped for Texas State. Obviously, I'm excited for college football to come back. I actually had my first phone call with our friend Larry Carlson, professor at Texas State. We call and talk to each other and give predictions on the college football season. So we were talking like, "Hey, how much do you like Nessmeyer at LSU? What do you think about Klubnik? How do you feel about Texas State?" So we always do this like back and forth thing, and that always is really to me like the beginning of the college football season. Is hey, who do you think is going to win the Heisman? How do you feel about the college football playoff? Like, do you think Texas State has a shot? I still am firmly in the same camp that we were in last week when we talked to Caleb, where it's like, hey, I think 8-5 is doable. Last night, I was hearing fans talk about 9-3, which I was like, I don't know where you find those 9 wins, but okay. I saw somebody put out 12-0. I think it might have been the Get Bent guys. Like, I was like, I don't know about all this. I don't know about 12-0. I think that there's a cautious optimism in year 3 coming in for Texas State. But man, I looked at that schedule again last night. What a murderer's row of JMU, Louisiana, Southern Miss. Like
that was the best take you had last night, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Which
the
take was
three-game stretch. Yeah.
That 3-game stretch is going to be an absolute monster. And if you lose against JMU, that you have to have a bought-in locker room. Because I would say statistically, the odds are not in our favor against Arizona State. So if you lose to JMU and that's your second loss of the season, you probably haven't lost the locker room. But let's say that's your third loss of the season or your fourth loss of the season. Then you have these 2 other major Western teams coming up. Like I would be very concerned about losing the locker room. And all of a sudden, what people are talking about 9-3 is more closer to 6-6. Like that's the maybe that's a Texas State fan of me that I'm a little concerned about that.
So let's say, Andrew, we're on the road, week 3. We're up huge at half. We lose the lead somehow in like devastating fashion. And then one of our best players on the field decides he doesn't want to play football anymore. How does that play into things?
So you would say, so let me ask, so you're looking at it and go like last year we had so much adversity that it does not matter how the beginning of the season goes because we should have learned our lesson from last year. You're not worried about the locker room turning or
I don't know. I
vibes
think,
being off.
honestly, when it's all said and done and GJ Kinney has a statue outside Strand or whatever, like
Yeah.
the thing about it will be like last year's team should have had a Sun Belt title on their name. Like they had the most experience. They returned the most starters like ever, had a bunch of great portal additions, had the Sun Belt Player of the Year join them. They had so much tremendous upside, had incredible hype, and then fell flat, really. And then towards the end of the season, you could kind of see like they were much better than UNT at the time because nobody on UNT's team wanted to play, basically.
Yeah. Those were all backups, yeah.
Yeah, and so that was kind of strange to see that happen. I mean, good for us ultimately, but it was kind of a different season than most people thought they would have. I've so bought in on 8-4. I think that's completely doable. I don't think that's pie in the sky at all. I think that's one game actually better than what we have been doing, which is pretty good, and that's not bad.
If And this is the other part. So because I don't want to go game by game, because we've done that already on the pod. You can go back and watch one of the older episodes. But I would say that the amount of people who are just writing off Eastern Michigan, it's concerning to me, because you cannot, I don't care it's a home game, I don't care it's Eastern Michigan, you cannot already put a W in that column and be like, oh no, so we'll go in after a 1-0. No, I need to see what Brad Jackson looks like. I need to see what this offensive line looks like. Well, it's a whole new offensive coordinator. It's a whole new offensive staff outside of GJ. I need to see what that looks like before I just am like, oh yeah, no, this is, and maybe I'm being cautiously optimistic here, but I also don't want to get burned by being like, oh no, we'll beat Eastern Michigan. No, well, we might not. We need to make sure that we have our defense in the spot where it needs to be, which, by the way, much better than I remember statistically from last year to this year. I was surprised how, points per game, fourth in the conference, sacks, tackles for loss, top 3 and top 5 in the conference. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, shout out those guys on Spaces that just rattle off all these stats. We definitely do not do that on this show. So if that's more your jam, Tuesday nights, because I'm never going to do that.
That's funny. I just was kind of going back and looking at it, because in the moment, I did not remember thinking to myself, man, this defense is really good. I more was like, hey, why is the offense struggling against ODU? Why can we not run consistent offensive game plans week to week? That was more of my brain, not, hey, man, the defense is really good this year.
Well, it's because I guess because I didn't think the defense was bad last year. I think it was a DC in his first year with kind of some pieces that didn't necessarily fit the scheme that they were trying to run, which is always kind of a thing that you see in the first year of the defense too, trying to get its stuff together. Not to say that Dexter McCoyle took over after a bad DC, right? Jonathan Patke, but your vision has to match what you got on the field too. So now another year under his belt, he's not challenging Colton McWilliams in press conferences.
Coaches, Louisiana's a team that Texas Tech historically has never had much success. How do y'all, flip that around as y'all prepare for Tuesday?
Right. So let me ask you a question, because you asked me a question. Do you believe we'll win Tuesday?
Oh yeah.
And oh yeah, we will. Right. So that same kind of confidence that I'm asking you, and I want you to have that same confidence. That's the way we feel. So we prepare. We prepare to win. We compete to win. And that's going to be our mindset each and every day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think he feels a little bit better about this team, and that's good. I think to take the temperature of that locker room is a good sign.
There was a lot of talk too on Spaces about how do we feel about the schedule this year versus the first year in the Pac-12. To me, brother, I am Christopher Columbus this year. I am going to sail to the end of the ocean that is the Sun Belt, and I might fall completely off next year. I don't know.
You think so? I thought it was interesting the take that it's UTSA versus Texas State. It's the American versus the Pac-12. I thought that was an interesting take, because it's not something that I've put a lot of thought into. I do think that to say that the Pac-12 is watching that game going did we make the right decision? That's not what they're thinking. I truly do not believe that. Really? They're more concerned about how does this stadium look on Tuesday night? How does the stadium look, when you're playing JMU and half the crowd is still in their late 8 p.m. class? That's more, I think, the speed of what the Pac-12 is interested in, not what the final score of UTSA Texas State is. That being said, I would say it's more of a spotlight on where these two programs are, because I think Texas State has consistently been trending in the right direction, and I'm not thrilled with where UTSA would be. If I was a Roadrunner fan, I would be having concerns and reservations.
There's only so much you can do, though. To your point, about facilities, about all these other things. That's kind of beyond Jeff Traylor's immediate control. He can't bring out 100 bulldozers and start building something on campus. They're kind of gridlocked over there.
But I will say, and look, I jest with the Lincoln Perry being a elder statesman going out in the community, being a business person, but I don't think UTSA has that. I don't know why, because doesn't make sense to me. But we've gone back and forth, and it's ironic we're talking on a Wednesday when I just got done talking about the most important people in media are the salespeople who sell the content, because you have to be able to have people who can sell and market your program. And UTSA, in juxtaposition to Texas State, is night and day. Texas State's marketing department has gotten so much better over the last 10 years, whereas UTSA's has Texas State used to not have people on the quad going and like marketing the football and the basketball and the women's basketball teams. And now that is a staple. Like that's something that they do. They're out there. GJ Kenny can sell his program not only to the athletes to join it, but also to the alumni who need to give money and the sponsors who need to give money. And for whatever reason, UTSA has struggled at that. And that is not a knock on Trailer, but more on the administration and how much are they actually putting into marketing. Because like taking consideration, again, I'm not in the city obviously anymore, but look at what the Spurs have done with Project Marvel.
I am answering the question. If the Spurs left. So it's the Spurs' decision. I want a deal. That's why I'm working so hard for it. If we do the things that I want, that I'm asking for, more data for the people and more public engagement, people will vote for this in November.
And the way that they're kind of like angling with Jake, because you're there, you see the mayor having to step up and like, whoa. So it's like Titan versus Titan. UTSA didn't have that. UTSA doesn't send out Trailer like that to be like, hey, ringing the bell, trying to bring money in. At least I don't see it. Maybe you do.
I don't know. I had a conversation with the mayor this week
Shout out.
in San Antonio. I think the difference is that UTSA is in such a bigger city and there are other things to worry about, obviously. So, but also people were saying like, oh, UTSA is getting a lot of hype this year. They also have media availability every single day of the week. Like, imagine if you were on TV every single day. That's what Texas State could have. GJ Kinney, you can come on the show. Let me know. But, like, if you go to San Marcos and you cover the team, you're covering Texas State. Like, there's nothing else to cover in that whole city. It's Texas State or nothing.
And it's so weird because I know that these sports, with UT being the way that they are, it's obviously that's going to sell in Austin. But you still could like have open media availability. KVU, Spectrum One, they all need to fill newscasts. Like if you talk, they're gonna probably put you on TV or at least put you online.
Well, you know who's shooting for KVU this year?
You?
Yeah, boy. It's me doing it for two stations. It's the same thing. They send one Jakob and get the job done for two stations.
Yeah, but that's my point too. It's like, so it takes Jakob having to go up there to do it. Like, I don't know. That seems.
There's just like, I think people forget like what it takes to get things on TV. Like it's a lot. And actually, there's some stuff I can't even talk about because of the broader broadcast sphere going around.
Yeah.
There's like like $1 billion TV deals going on right now. A lot of shakeups in linear.
I was going to ask you, because you got bought, right? Tegna bought new Sinclair, something like that.
Nexstar bought Tegna, allegedly.
Gotcha.
It hasn't actually happened because the FCC needs to vote on it. And again, can't really speak on it further than that.
That's what I'm saying. No, but I just was like, I was kind of taken aback by that. And, because normally
actually, this year, buddy, I'm shooting high school football. That's how things are rolling. They're like, hey, Jakob, you shoot college? You're on the high school football show this year. Which is already a show that runs inside my show. So I'm going to go from shooting video to producing a show. Like, that's how many things are happening now, which is not good.
That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
It used to be 11 people's jobs that I just explained.
So Brad Jackson, I mean, maybe he could be the quarterback one. I think he is.
I think it's ultimately his job to lose. And that's another fake storyline. He's not from San Antonio. Everybody stop
guys, we
that.
got to fix that. Yeah.
That is disgusting to say.
From Houston.
He's from Houston. He played at S.A. Reagan for 1 year. He left school early. He graduated early. Then he came to Texas State.
Oh, I made the joke.
He went back to his prom and then he came back.
I made the joke the other day that we were talking about a woman and I said that she graduated early, but what that really means is she dropped out and got her GED. Like, what are we talking about here? But for college athletics, it's a little different. But if I see
he reclassified.
Like, he graduated early. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I think it's ultimately his job to lose. He has spent the most time in this offensive system. Like what is it called? It's not gray shirting. He was an early enrollee. Yeah. So he was at the spring for us like more than a year ago at this time. Spent the entire offseason with the team, spent the entire summer with the team, spent the whole last season with the team, then gets the nod from GJ pretty early. They bring in Keldrick Luster. They brought in that dude from Idaho. Remember that guy? Remember when everybody thought that he was our Messiah, even Mike Craven? And I was the first person to say, it's not this guy. And everybody said, shut up, Jacob. You don't know what you're talking about. And boom,
Even
look
Jesus
where
was
we are
booed.
now.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. That's funny.
What's another fake storyline going on this year?
Ooh, another fake storyline. I don't know. I don't
Is
know
it
any
is it the
fake.
running back stuff or no?
What running back stuff? The
Like
me
from
being
you,
the
yeah, the
Lincoln.
biggest smoke and mirrors of it all.
No, I don't think that's a fake story. I think that they have three really good running backs, and I think that at some point, it's gonna be decided. Like that's just kind of how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I will say, and again, no tea, no shade. The photo came out yesterday. This is a good one. We can talk about the New Jerseys, the Texas State across the front instead of Bobcats. I thought they looked really clean. I thought they looked good. Talking the class of 2029, I cannot believe it's almost been a decade. The 2030 class is next year. That's crazy to me. Lincoln Perry's out there looking a little fat, looking a little pudgy. I saw a little bit of a gut.
Okay,
right? I was
hater energy,
I was taking
I don't
it
know
back.
what is.
I was taking it back. I said maybe we do a little bit less Gumbies. Maybe we do a little bit less of the food sponsors. Maybe we get like a
Did you
Crush
see,
Gym or Pilates or something. I don't know. I just was again no tea, no shade.
You are shady.
He's
What
gonna
are
be
you
a
talking
great.
about?
He's gonna be a great running back this year. I was a little taken aback.
No tea, no
Taken
shade,
aback.
but he's fat. What the hell are we talking
I
about
was a little
here?
taken aback. That's all I'm gonna say.
I hope he comes back
Little-
on our show. Actually, I hope he turns down us. Honestly, I hope
Off this?
I hope he really needs us, or we really need him to come on the show, and he turns us down.
Look, the head coach won't come on the show, and the whole team doesn't do media like that.
The head
So,
coach,
like,
who's getting paid $500,000, by the way, to appear on media things.
I'm just saying, I'm not shocked. And look, and here's the other part. Let me ask you, this is a true question here. This isn't BS. This is a true question. Would you rather have a player/coach every single week or just have Don come on every week?
I would much rather have a player or coach every single week.
I would be interested in having Don come on.
Just having Don come on?
I would be interested in having Don come on every single week during football season and just be like, hey, this is how it's going. This is what I think. Because we're gonna get. Would you? Because here's the reality of it
Are
is
we gonna
don't
get
get
DJ?
either. We don't get
wondering.
either. We probably won't. Well, if we do, it'll be like maybe bowl season. Maybe we get him during bowl season. But even then, it's like recruiting. So I don't know.
Maybe we hit him up before the Sun Belt slate. One last hurrah in the belt.
One last hurrah. Hey, what do you think about the Sun Belt after starting the season 0-3? Eastern Michigan was a lot better than we thought. What do you think about the Sun
Eastern
Belt
Michigan's
slate?
ranked 25 now.
Yeah, that win against Texas State is the reason the voters were putting him in there. No, I maybe we get him. I at this point nothing would shock me. But Lincoln Perry not coming on because I
Called
give
him
him
fat?
give him all the respect in the world. I'm
let's
the
get
only
this-
person.
let's
I'm the
put
only
this-
person.
Let me put this on the record. Andrew said Lincoln Perry wasn't good at football. Andrew called him fat.
Oh.
And then he said the F word to Andrew last week. Those are all true.
I'm the only person who is talking about Lincoln Perry like this. That's all I'm gonna say. Like Colton, Craven, what's the other guy's name?
Caleb?
Carter, Caleb. None of those guys are talking about Lincoln Perry. I am the only person who consistently brings him up because I love him so much. I'm a fan of Lincoln Perry. I think we have a great running back room. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Dude, we should start getting the football team to join the spaces just so they can talk to you directly.
Here's the other part. Maybe it's the jersey. I'm just saying. Look puffy.
I'll be honest. I'm glad Colton does this work because I don't pay attention to the jerseys at all. It is the furthest thing from my brain, except when they black out. I don't like the blackout jerseys on any of our teams except the baseball team, and they always lose in them. So what are we doing here?
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Did you see my tweet about serving that we're 11 days out from first serve?
I saw that you said that there was a good pun that could be
There's
made.
a great pun there. And
I
feel
said,
like they just
why
left
didn't he
it.
just tweet the pun?
Because I didn't want to say.
Then you could be a pundit.
a pundit. I thought that like I shouldn't be the person making serving jokes, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's like serving looks. I thought that there was like a joke or a pun there with the graphic and then 11 days from serve. I thought there was something there. And the graphics department has done a really good job. I just think that you're missing something. I think that we need to get the writers room together, start spitballing, start working on some one-liners, and it'll make everything a little bit better.
That I think is ultimately the difference between Texas State and UTSA. Like a graphic from the volleyball like team, super noticed by a bunch of people. The same cannot be said over here in San Antonio with UTSA's team. I'm sure graphics get overlooked all the time by people like you and me who do podcasts over here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like locked in. I'm pretty locked in on all of the different things. In
Locked
fact,
in, by the way, soccer.
yeah, holy cow, they are really good. That's another one where like the season starts before the school year starts, so they always will roll in with like a ton of momentum, and it's like, hey, freshmen, go to the games. Well, what's the record? Well, they're already 6-0. They're already like 7-2. They've played 9 games already. You're like, oh, cool. And we got introduced to El Boco through the women's soccer, so it's great. I'm loving it.
3 years ago, Andrew, we started this podcast. We had one Steve Holman on who had a crew of mostly freshmen at the time.
Yes.
Now that same roster's in their junior year, ready to
Damn.
take the Sun Belt by storm, baby.
And oh, it's going to be real fun when they go to the Pac-12. That's going to be because the Pac-12 has a pretty good has a good history, I should say, of soccer.
A good history of soccer.
A good history of soccer. I don't necessarily think that Boise State's soccer team is going to be that good, but just in general, I think that you're going to a conference who's cared about women's sports for a long time. It'll be fun to be there in there. The woke Pac-12. Even though
that's why I think I have to go to
but
Arizona State at Sun Devil Stadium and see this team off because it's a 9:30 kick and I need to start training my body to be on that Pac-12 time zone.
Dude, good luck. I'll tell you, I think this is the last year that I will watch College Game Day or Big Noon Kickoff because I cannot do. I probably could, but like I probably shouldn't be doing noon to like 2 a.m. anymore. I think I need to stretch, go to some apple orchards, meet people, do things. I can't be on my couch for like 14 hours every Saturday. And then plus a Sunday slate that starts at noon/10 a.m. depending on if they're playing in Europe or not.
I hate that now, by the way. Keep the boys in America.
Well, Super Bowl going to London 2030.
Are you shitting me?
It's rumored.
What the F?
Be on the lookout.
What are we doing? Unless the guys from Oasis are there, I don't want to see it.
There are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how.
Number one export, culture. All right, I have one more thing. You heard me hint to it on the spaces. Again, shout out to those guys on X. 2020, Auburn calls like 4 national championships, including one from 2004, I want to say. They're claiming all these titles. I say the men's basketball team just claims a national championship. Just claim 2020. It's wide open. Nobody else has done it yet. Claim the Sun Belt Championship. Claim the national championship, and just call it. Like say, hey, we were pretty good in the Ken Palm that year. We had a good team. Is mostly senior driven. Just claim the championship, and I can start raising money off of that. Like national champion Texas State men's basketball. Wow, I'm going to give money to that. You can start doing that. Just do it. Claim the title, raise the banner, have a whole thing. We'd be the first people to do it as well. Nobody else would be doing it. We would do it.
People are saying.
I'm saying, like,
my favorite tweet about it last year was 144 years of the sport, 266 national champions.
Yeah, 100.
How does that even happen?
Yeah, well, so what's funny is if you go back, right? So one of the ones that Auburn is claiming is 1914. So we're talking like before World War I. And the
what are we talking about here?
The teams that are claiming it, it's Princeton, who was 9-0. It's University of Texas, who was, I want to say, 9-0. And it's Auburn, who is like 7-2 or 8-1, with a loss to a team that went 5-4. So it's like, why are you claiming this? Like, this is crazy.
Let's claim like 1899.
Yeah. First year, rolled in.
First year, rolled in, won a chip.
And Minnesota does this. Alabama does this. You can do it because there's different polls. Because like, okay, the writers have a poll, and then the coaches had a poll. Then it was like another writers association that had a poll. So if you were voted number one by like this poll, okay, yeah, you're gonna get it. But and also back in the day, dudes weren't watching games like that. It was all radio and newspaper. So you were voting on a Heisman for a guy on the West Coast that you're just reading the box score. You've never seen him play if you live in Philadelphia. So that's crazy as well.
He also
to think
won
about.
back-to-back Heisman's, 89, 99,
in
1900.
1900.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's
First Heisman ever.
It's a truly remarkable spot to be in if you're Auburn, and I don't know why Texas State men's basketball doesn't do it. Just claim the title. Just do it.
Do you remember when we were a Texas State basketball like podcast? Really, like we were the inside sources.
Well, this is like Casper, right? This is what you're talking about, like prior.
Yeah, like we were.
Yeah, well, because like the football team didn't give us anything to cover. It was almost like if we went to crappy Duke, like if a Duke type of school was just really bad at football, and you had a men's basketball team that was decent, like, okay, we're just going to become a men's basketball podcast. And it's okay, that's what we did. But now men's basketball is dookie, and the football team is a little bit less dookie, so we just do football all the time. And also it moves the needle. People care about football a lot more than basketball. You win a national championship, or you claim one, maybe people care a little bit more. Terrence Johnson, this could save your job, by the way. If you raise that banner and you get a ton of donations, like let's just say, hypothetically, you're on the last year of your deal and you need to really raise support, but you know the team that you're recruiting is bad because you're not a very good recruiter. So you go and raise a banner and you go, hey, we won a national championship and a conference championship, put the banners up. People are going to pay to come see that. You're going to have a ton of alumni who are interested in watching that banner raise. You're going to raise money. Why not do it? And women's basketball, same recourse. Just claim both of them. Just claim both of them, and you're set. Why not? Nobody else is doing it. You'd make waves. People would watch. People would care. Like, I don't know what the holdup is. What's stopping you? If Auburn can claim national champions from 100 years ago, do we have to wait till it's 21-20 to claim the title? Like, just do it now. Just pull the Band-Aid off.
Dude, Andrew, hold on to your horses because Terrence Johnson recruited a guy that's 6'9", a true center.
No, that's not true.
It is.
He does this all the time. We do this all the time. Don't be tricked. Do not be tricked by the 6'9" Sunbelt center. Do not be tricked by that. Do not.
What about the true freshman center who's also 6'9"?
What do we have a cap? Why are we capping these guys at 6'9"? Why do we have a bunch of like Evan Turners? What's going on? Just give me a real center. Like, you throw a rock in some of these places and you can find a 7-footer, at least a guy who's 6'10". I'm not even asking you to be that athletic. Just get up and down the court. That's it.
Yeah, honestly, to be a Sunbelt center, you really don't have to do much. Just
you
stand
got to rebound and defend. Rebound, defend, set some good screens. That's it. And get out of the way.
You too can win 12 games in conference.
But I'll tell you, we didn't have shooters, so there's no spacing. Then you go add a 7-footer or a 6'9" guy down low. He's not going to get the inbound pass because the guy who's front guarding him, as tall as he is, it's just stupid. It's dumb. It drives me crazy. The conference in general is bad at basketball, and it pisses me off.
There's a lot of youth on this team, though, so.
Oh, so we're going to get the excuse when they're injured. Oh, they don't have college athleticism yet. They haven't done a college slate, haven't done college workouts. And when they are healthy and losing, well, they're young. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
It's a waste of my time. And on top of all of that, we're not going to get to watch them on ESPN Plus next year. So what I used to be able to do is just throw on ESPN Plus in the background and get work done and like look up, a 20-0 run. Guess we're not winning this one. Time to flip back over to Home Improvement. But now I have to go watch on like Paramount Plus. Like, it's a whole new app.
What's your favorite Tim Allen the Tool Man sound that he makes?
I can't do any. I'm laughing too hard.
You like that? Yeah, you betcha. Oh, yeah. Oh, it seems like it's always me. Yeah.
So you're pretty good on 8-4, right, for the football team?
Yeah, I can get behind 8-4.
What are those? What are those 4 losses?
Arizona State, JMU, Southern Miss.
Yeah, Southern. That's my sneaker.
3.
That everybody was just like, "Oh,
I think we beat Louisiana this year. I just think that. And also, you got to remember this, and this is super meta, and maybe I'm way dumb, but Scott Watkins has been in my life for about 10 years now, Jacob. And he was a Troy guy, and then he moved to Hattiesburg and covered Southern Miss. And in that time, knowing him, he's always had the one-up on me in this part of our lives. This part of our lives, he has the one-up. And it would make his life so much better if Southern Miss beat us in the last year in the Sun Belt. And I have a sneaking suspicion that those welfare frauds are going to knock us down. I have this vibe in my gut that this is not going to end well for us.
Mine are Arizona State, JMU, Southern, and ULL. I don't know.
So you think we go on that 3-game lose streak, kind of?
Yeah.
That would be tough.
I guess that's tough to bounce back from, though. So maybe we don't.
If we
it's not a 3-game lose streak. It would be Arizona State. You drop that one. Then you do. Never mind.
Yeah, it'd be that Tuesday, Saturday. Now, luckily, there's a little bit of time in between those games. I think we have a bye week set in there, but that's still tough.
That's why I think very tough Louisiana, though. Maybe we pick it up against Southern, though. I don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think we beat Louisiana. I don't think so that's 3. So then it's just you got to pick a 4th one. So 9-3 could totally be doable, but also I could see us losing all 4 of those games. But that's just dangerous. And then if we have
a Tuesday game, and last year we had all the midweek games for whatever reason,
yeah,
that means 2 other people in this conference, or 3, are also having some weird schedule magic. I haven't looked at every team's schedule, but depending on when these Tuesday and Thursday games are falling and when their bounce back games are, they could also too be sleep deprived.
Yeah. I would say this to just put a bow on the conversation. UTSA is going to be a tough game no matter what because it's at the Alamo Dome. Now, it looks like Texas State is selling that place out. It looks like it's going to be a ton of maroon. But again, if you really do say, okay, hey, they're going to go on the 3-game lose streak. They're not going to beat any of those JMU, Louisiana, and Southern Miss, and you're going to lose Arizona State. That's 4. UTSA is not going to be easy. So that could be a 5th loss too. And then again, 7-5 is nothing to put your nose up at, especially considering that this is kind of where we are. And next year in the Pac-12, you hope you're a little bit better. But the UTSA game is going to be very tough. That's going to be a very difficult game. It doesn't matter that I think Texas State's in a better spot than UTSA is.
Is there anything that we don't know about this team that we wish we did? Or
the sound of GJ Kenny's voice. I wish I knew what that sounded like.
I mean, I hear it every week. It's just not directly with us.
No, I need to hear it.
Session.
I need to hear it here on this podcast, on this YouTube stream.
Well, write your senator, I guess.
I don't know what
your state senator is actually in the Capitol still.
My state senator is locked in the Capitol, but maybe I'll write John Cornyn. Maybe he can help me out because Teddy is, I think, in Cancun again. So, tough times. Yeah. Thanks for squaring, everybody.
Is this a season preview episode or what?
I don't even know.
We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Better not come any closer.
Thanks for listening. New episodes out every Thursday. Follow the boys on Twitter. Eat 'em up. Eat 'em up.